Hello guys, welcome to the latest episode of Big Trip. First train to arrive here is the 0950 ScotRail service from Glasgow Central to Largs, which is formed of a 380, which is 380021. So yeah, welcome to the latest episode of Big Trip, and today I'm at Paisley Gilmour Street. This is another one I've never filmed at before. This station is pretty much just outside, it's about 10 minutes out of Glasgow Central, and it is a canopied station. Look at the canopy, it's really nice. So 380021, this is the 0950 ScotRail service over to Largs. Today you will only be seeing services by ScotRail here at Paisley Gilmour Street. It is what I said is a suburban station, so very good for commuters. It's a good changeover station as well if you're accessing another line from another line, if that makes sense. So that one's heading to Largs. The general consensus at this station is that any trains that are going towards Kilwinning, which are the Largs and Ayr services, will go on platforms 3 and 4, and any trains that go towards Gourock and Wemyss Bay will go on platforms 1 and 2 here. So there is a good mix of, there's a good layout, there's a good structure going on here. So if you do wish to check out any real-time updates on trips and posts, please do check out my Facebook group, the link's in the description. So without further ado, let's see what's up here, shall we? Let's get started here at Paisley Gilmour Street. Enjoy the video. Right, approaching in now is going to be the 0953 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central from Ayr, which calls it Glasgow Central only. It's formed of a 380, and it's 380111. It is a 4-car one, I think. Yes, it is. You see this one go out in a minute. Okay, the parting now is the 0953 ScotRail service to Glasgow Central from Ayr. So there goes that one heading over to Glasgow Central from Ayr. Okay, arriving now is the 0958 ScotRail service from Gourock to Glasgow Central, which is 380018. I'll see this one go out in a minute. Okay, departing now is the 0958 ScotRail service from Gourock to Glasgow Central. That's 380018. I have a feeling we're probably going to be seeing a lot of 380s. I don't know. Bit of a hunch there, don't you think? Okay, arriving now is going to be the 1002 ScotRail service from Glasgow Central to Wemyss Bay. It's 380112. And we'll see this one head out in a minute. Okay, departing now is 380112 heading over to Wemyss Bay. And then also arriving in just the 10:06, or will be in a minute, ScotRail service, but we'll see that one in a minute actually. Okay, approaching now is the 10:06 ScotRail service from Ardrossan Harbour to Glasgow Central. And this is 380-110. So that's 380-110, that's from Ardrossan Harbour to Glasgow Central, and that's the 10:06 service. I don't get the numbering on them though, because they say 2 and 3 on the little white bits, I don't get that, but oh well. Okay, departing now is 380-110, heading over to Glasgow Central from Ardrossan Harbour. Okay, approaching now is going to be the 10:10 ScotRail service from Glasgow Central to Ayr. And it is 380-104 on this one. This one goes via Kilwinning and Prestwick International Airport as well. I question whether Prestwick International Airport is actually like, does it serve much or not? I'm not really that clued up with airports. Maybe someone can help there, but I certainly don't know. Okay, now departing is 380-104, heading over on the 10:10 ScotRail service over to Ayr. I think we've come to notice that this station is pretty much 380s, because I've heard stories about 385s and 320s also being on this line, but that must be weekdays. Sundays must get 380s, but still, there are going to be some stations that you will see on my channel that will only feature one train. But to be fair, sometimes that's not exactly a bad thing, because it is still covering another network. And sometimes, unless you're like filming loads of the same train, and you get a station with that same train in it again, that's where it gets kind of boring. But if you mix it up a bit and then you get like this, a station just with the 380s in it, and then another one with, like, I don't know, a good example is probably C2C's network. You film a station and it has all 357s in it. That's another example really. But if you're mixing it up and then one day you do, I don't know, this network, the next day, that's a terrible example I know, but one day you do this network and the next day you do, well, the next week even, or next 2 weeks you do, next time even, you do C2C's network. That's where it mixes up a bit. That's why it's not a bad thing. But there you go, that's justified-ish. Okay, arriving now is going to be the 10:25 ScotRail service from Ayr to Glasgow Central. Formed 380-115. See this one leaving in a minute. Okay, now departing is the 10:25 ScotRail service from Ayr to Glasgow Central, whilst arriving is the 10:26 ScotRail service from Wemyss Bay to Glasgow Central. So that's that one from Ayr to Glasgow Central. This one here is 380-022 even. and that one will be going out in a minute, heading over to Glasgow Central from Wemyss Bay. Okay, now departing is the 10:26 ScotRail service from Wemyss Bay to Glasgow Central. The 380s really don't hold back. I think they are the zero trains that I think accelerate the best. They definitely do. I think, as opposed to things like, I think the 700s are a close second, but things like the 450s, the 444s and the 350s, the 350s do accelerate out very well, but I think the 380s absolutely topple them. They are probably the best. They have the best acceleration out of all of the zero units. Okay, arriving now is going to be the 10:35 ScotRail service to Gourock from Glasgow Central, and it's the return of 380-018. This video is going to end very short. I'm probably going to aim for around 15 minutes at this video, at the station even, and then head off, because it's only 380s here. I don't need to get much footage if it's only 380s. Plus I've got pretty much the hourly pattern here anyway. That's what I wanted to show you at this station. So we'll see these next couple of trains go out and then we'll finish. There's that one arriving anyway. Right, so time for question of a video for Paisley Gilmour Street. Now the question I've got is what station on one of these lines going from Glasgow Central recently closed? So can you tell me the name of the station that recently closed on one of these lines? And basically it's two questions. So can you name the line that it was on and what station it was called? So what station closed and what line was it on? So answers in the comments. It is on one of these lines that goes beyond Paisley from Glasgow Central. So what station and what line were what station closed on one of these lines and what line was it? Answers in the comments. Okay, so I didn't get the departure of 380-018 because my camera is playing up a little bit, but arriving now is the final train in this video, the 10:40 ScotRail service from Glasgow Central to Ayr, which is 380-111. Finish off with that one. So there's that one, we'll see it go out in a minute as the final train. Okay, departing now is the 380-111 on the 10:40 ScotRail service to Ayr as the final train in this video. So there goes that one, and as that one goes out I'm going to finish the video from Paisley Gilmour Street here. So thank you all for watching this video from Paisley Gilmour Street. If you have liked what you've seen there, please do like and subscribe, and please do leave any comments because I will get back to them as and when I can, and any recommendations are welcome, so please do leave those in the comments. I have to admit, this station is probably better on a weekday because you've got more trains, because you've got more variety, but I have to admit the 380s are nice trains, which is why the station I still like. I think the canopy is beautiful. I think the station is well worth a visit to, but I probably would suggest doing it on a weekday because you get other trains as well as 380s. That's the only downside to it, but I don't see that as a massive downside because 380s aren't bad trains. So I think, yeah, this station is very good. It depends how it ranks, like when I finish Scotland, and I feel like I want to rank all the stations I did film at, but this is number 3 out of at least 15, so, or at most 15. I'm trying to add as much as I can in at points, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this station's been absolutely fantastic and I can't downgrade it at all. I think it's brilliant. I just think that it's better with more variety, that's all I'd say. but I ain't got a problem with it otherwise. It's lovely. Canopy is beautiful as well. It really looks nice. So the next station for me is Glasgow Central. That's not being filmed on the same date because it is Sunday, and the last time I did a Sunday video at Glasgow Central, which is actually the last 2 times I've been to Glasgow Central, I've done it on a Sunday. So this time it's a weekday. So I'm hoping that it'll be good, but we'll see. Yeah, so thanks for watching this video from Paisley Gilmour Street, and I will see you at Glasgow Central. Goodbye.